Hey ladies, I am Deepti Jain, and I help women entrepreneurs start and grow their businesses online. Today I'm going to be talking about a subsection of something that I get asked a lot about, and that is how to really grow engagement on your page, on your posts, all that good stuff, right? How to get people who don't really know about you to come find you, interact with you, and start getting into your circle of things, right? That's one of the hardest things out there because you're out there competing in a space where there are so many people vying for the same people's attention that how do you kind of say, hey, knock, knock, look at me. And hey, welcome to everyone who's watching. Say hi, jump in, tell me where you're from. I love hearing about you. And tell me if you're facing this challenge. If you're facing this challenge of not being able to get people to pay attention to what you're saying and to get to them to engage with your posts and, basically what happens over and over and over again, and I have faced this too many times, is you put up a page, a business page, you're excited about it, you get a few friends and relatives, your mom, your best friend, your sister to come like that page, then you post something on it, you're so excited, and guess what happens? Absolutely nothing. Nobody comments, nobody engages, leave alone buying stuff from you. Nobody's even interacting, right? And you're like, oh my God, how am I going to get people's attention? People who actually don't know me and who are actually going to be my customers, okay? Hi, Gwen. Thank you for joining. Anyway, so back to the point that we're talking about today. Today, I'm talking about a subset of one of the techniques I use to go ahead and kind of get that attention and grab people from their humdrum day to day, they're browsing their news feeds. How do you get them to stop and pay attention to you? People who don't know you at all, okay? Cold audiences, the hardest and often the most expensive type of audiences to attract, okay? So, hey Nancy, thank you for joining. All right, so today I am talking about running contests, okay? That is one of my favorite strategies to grab people's attention. Why? For the simple reason that everybody likes winning. Okay, and everybody likes trying to win. So when you run a contest, of course, only 1, 2, whatever number of prizes you're giving away, people are going to win, right? But the game, the excitement, the thrill, the kind of wanting to win, giving life to their competitive spirit, that makes a big difference in the engagement that you get, and people trying to get on board and say, hey, I want a chance, right? You think you want that chance. Maybe it's going to be you who's going to win, and maybe it is going to be you who's going to win, right? You don't know. So, contests. Now, in terms of contests, there is so much to say. What kind of contest do you organize? What purpose? How do you organize it? What platform do you organize it on? What prizes do you give? How do you promote it? Blah, 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 blah. This is why I love this stuff, because there is always so much to learn, and I love learning, and I also love teaching, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and hopefully you guys are going to derive at least a tiny bit of benefit from what I'm saying over here. Hi Lenny, how's it going? Thanks for jumping in. All right, but today I'm going to cover, jumping over my words here, today I'm going to cover a small subsection of the small subsection of contests, and that is what kinds of contests do really well, okay? And there are 3 that I absolutely love, and I'm going to go from my least favorite to my absolutely most favorite one, okay? All right. The first kind of contest that I find does really well and gets a lot of traction for very little, sometimes not even any ad budget at all, is a caption this contest, okay? A caption this contest. So you're going to put up something, often a picture, of course, of some kind, right? Maybe your product being used, maybe just a funny thing that would relate to and speak to your ideal client or customer avatar. Remember, not everything you do has to be directly connected to your product. So when I say put up a picture and do a contest saying caption this, that picture does not have to be of your product or service. Of course, it can be. If you're selling a product, it can be a funny way in which your product is being used, a funny way in which it's packaged, so on and so forth. But if you're selling a service, it may not be something that's really easily puttable in a format that you can say, caption this, right? But it does not have to be. It can be something that just resonates with your ideal client or customer avatar, something that they're interested in, okay? Put a picture of that. Does not have to relate to your service or product if you don't want it to. It just has to speak to your ideal client avatar. Because what is the purpose of running the contest? It is not right then to make a sale, although there are very many ways to make contests really profitable. But right now, we're talking about using contests to get engagement, to get that cold audience in to your purview where they start listening to what you're saying, right? So you can put up a picture of anything, something interesting, something engaging and captivating to your ideal client avatar. You say, caption this. What's going to happen is it's going to get the creative juices flowing. It's going to make them start thinking. Okay, and they're going to participate because everybody likes to be creative, everybody likes to be fun, everybody likes to be witty, and then they will go ahead and put in something. They will come into your purview. Once they engage with you, once they start commenting on what you're saying, that's when you bring them into your fold. That's when they start seeing what you're posting, but more importantly, that's when you can get them to become a subscriber of yours, either on an email list, on a messenger list. My favorite type of marketing, messenger marketing, conversational marketing. But I digress. So caption this, okay? That's number one. Number two, I love number two. I absolutely love number two because I've had phenomenal results with number two, okay? Number two is submit a photo. Submit a photo. It's the simplest thing in the world, but people love submitting photos, okay? Submitting their own photos, submitting photos of their pets, submitting photos of, whatever, nature, whatever it is that you are gearing towards. People love submitting photos. I mean, we all know, right? We all have our phones in our hands. We are constantly clicking pictures and selfies. That's just the way the world is moving nowadays. I'll tell you, I'm actually not that big a fan of taking pictures myself. Certainly, I'm not a big fan of taking pictures of myself, but I think a lot of people do really like that. But I'll tell you what, I'm a huge fan of taking pictures of dogs, one of my absolute passions, okay? So the point is, if somebody said submit a picture of your dog, I would be all over this in one instant, okay? So ask them to submit a photo. And then here is what you do. You ask people to vote for their favorite photo. And when you do that, people are going to start asking, they're automatically asking, you don't even have to tell them. They're going to start asking their friends to vote for their photo so that their photo gets the most votes and that they win the prize that you're offering. See what we did there? We automatically created that viral contest without even saying anything like share this, like this, tell your friends about it. You don't want to do that really. You want people to be doing that by themselves, right? Because they want to. Hi, Gina. Thank you for jumping in. So, submit a photo. And with that one, I have had absolutely phenomenal results. And yes, of very, very small pages as well. Pages that I've just started, pages that had, maybe 100 or 200 likes or so. That's it. And I got phenomenal results. So it's not one of those things where you already have success and therefore you can bring in more success. Because, sometimes when I listen to people talking, they're so successful. They're so far away from where I am and where I want to be eventually. But they have like millions of people following them, liking their page, at least hundreds of thousands, right? And I look at them and I say, oh my God. I mean, it's easy for them to say, run a contest. You're going to get people participating because their page already has, 700,000 likes on there. But I'm not telling you that story because that is not me, unfortunately, not yet, okay? Maybe one of these days, but not yet. Always got to have something to work towards. But I'm a small fry, really small fry. And the pages I start are I mean, I start them from zero, and it's just me. I don't have a huge team of people working. And still, I was able to get those phenomenal results from those contests off of those pages. Submit a photo, I'm telling you, it works. Make it work in conjunction with submitting that photo and asking people to vote for their favorite. And the way to win the prize is to be the most voted, the most top 3 voted, the most voted photos. Okay, tell me if you like that. Tell me if you think that'll work. Okay, that's number 2. And coming up, my favorite number 3, you talk about your product or your service and you ask your ideal customers or clients to tell how they would use that in a creative way. How would they use your product in a creative way? How that works better, actually, this number 3 works better for products than for services. It could work for services. I have not tried that for services yet, but for products, it works great. I'll give you an example. This is actually an example from a big brand, but it's an example that anybody can use, really. Eggo Waffles ran a contest, okay? They ran a contest that asked the users to submit creative recipes for Eggo waffle products, creative recipes using Eggo waffle products. And then, again, the way that you won that contest was by getting the most votes for your recipe. And the reason that this is my number 1 favorite technique is because it showcases your product, okay, showcases what you're selling, and forces users, compels them to come up with really creative and innovative ways in which they could use your products. And so it gives people ideas. It gives you a lot of user-generated content on what can be done with your products. It's just amazing. And then, of course, you still have that voting element built in, which compels people to spread the word, be ambassadors for your brand or product or service without even being asked. They just do it themselves. And when people do something themselves that comes truly from the heart, it works absolutely best. Hi, Adrian. Thank you for jumping in and telling me where you're from. So I went over my top 3, right? Tell me if you think you're going to do a contest or whether you'd like to do a contest using any one of these 3 techniques. And if one of those is your favorites, then tell me about it, okay? I'll recap real quick. 1, 2, or 3, give me a number. Tell me which one your favorite is. I'm really interested in knowing. Even if you're not planning to do a contest right now, you're not going to run it right now, which one appeals to you the most, okay? Number one, caption this. Caption this. So you put up a picture, doesn't have to be of your product or service. Your prize could be a product or service, right? So number 1, caption this. Number 2, submit a photo. Submit a photo. You're asking your users to submit a photo. And number 3, ask your users for innovative ways, innovative ways of using your product. And again, you build in the voting element into all of that, right? Tell me, do you like 1, 2, or 3? Thank you, Gina. I know you're saying you have started thinking about what you want to do. You like number 3, I like number 3 too. But I will tell you, number 2 is where I personally have seen the most results. But the thing with number 2 is you have to ask your users to submit a photo of something that is near and dear to them, that they absolutely love, right? That compels them to put up a photo where they want to say, oh my God, isn't this cute? And get everybody else to start saying that too. So you have to get the right kind of topic. It has to resonate. And this is true of no matter what you do. If you run contests, if you do any of the other engagement techniques that I talk about, whatever it is you do, it has to resonate with your ideal customer or client. Because what's the point of getting engagement from people who don't give a darn about what it is that you're trying to promote, right? So, okay, Donna, you like number 2. Yep, I told you, I love that one too. And then can I go, okay, Gina says, can I go further into detail about number 2? I'm unsure how to use it for my products. You know, Gina, what I'm going to do is ask you to go ahead and send me a message. Where you're watching this video, you should see a send message button probably at the top of the Facebook page if you're watching this on Facebook right now, live. Send me a message, tell me about your products, and I'd be happy to go into detail with you. And anybody else who wants to do that, feel free to message me. I'm more than happy to jump in, hear about your particular products, and if I have any specific ideas, I will tell you. And another request I had for those of you who are watching this, who are not in our Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs group, go ahead, please join the group. Of course, it's totally free to join. We have a lot of fun in there, and I talk a lot. Sometimes I'm planning to do this more and more, actually. I do lives in there, and those are much more detailed, much longer, and in much more of a question and answer format. Plus, I'm planning to do some more fun things in there coming up real soon. So jump in there and join me. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a very supportive community of all women entrepreneurs, so it's fun. All right, you're most welcome, Donna and Gina and everybody else who's watching. Thanks for watching. And I go live, by the way, typically every Wednesday at 10 a.m. But beginning with next week, I'm planning to change the time to every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So join me if you can. Whether you're watching this live or on a replay, come join me in the group. Send me those messages. Thanks for watching. And remember, ladies, we can and we will. Until next time, bye for now.